Let me just say right up front, if you ever think owning a small business means you're finally the boss, finally in charge of your own destiny, finally free from other people's nonsense, well, let me burst that little bubble for you. Some days, being the owner just means you're the only one left to mop up after a tornado with a bad haircut and a fake Chanel purse. This story, oh, it's got everything. Entitlement, public meltdowns, police officers, a lawsuit that crashed and burned harder than a Windows 98 computer, and a lesson I wish I'd learned about 10 years sooner. So buckle up, because I promise you're not going to believe how far one customer can take a lie. Act 1. The blow-up, the day the owner walked in. So picture this, I'm elbows deep in the guts of a hospital server, coaxing corrupted data back to life. It's a $10,000 contract on the line, and let's be real, there are people out there whose actual health records are dangling by a thread. My shop, not your average dusty PC repair place. I keep it looking sharp, bright lights, clean benches, equipment that costs more than my first car. I live in branded hoodies and jeans. If you walked in, you'd probably peg me as the tech guy, not the owner. Guess some people can't get past that. I'm halfway through hour 6 of this recovery when I hear the front door chime, not expecting anyone my shop's appointment, only for reasons you'll soon understand. I glance up, and in marches a woman who looks like she's late for a PTA power struggle. She's clutching a laptop, rattling like there's a maraca stuck inside. Now, you ever see someone walk into a room and just know there's about to be a scene? She's got that vibe. Zero hello, ignores the appointment-only signs, struts straight up to me, plops the laptop on my bench, and declares she needs it fixed right now. Big important files, huge presentation, no time to waste. I try my best customer service with a backbone voice. Explain about the hospital emergency, the appointment system, how I can schedule her for tomorrow, and it'll probably be an easy fix. Sounds like a loose screw, honestly. But her face turns sour like I just told her the world's flat. She gives me the "you lowly clerk" speech. Says her time's worth more than anything I'm working on, demands instant service. I keep it calm. Tell her I'm the only one here, suggest the big box store down the road, though. Good luck with data recovery over there. Then comes the classic, "Let me speak to your manager." I tell her politely that she's already speaking to the person in charge. She laughs, actually laughs, and says, "There's no way someone like me runs this place. Too young, too casual, probably just a minimum wage monkey fiddling with computers." But then she goes for the jugular. Claims she knows the owner personally. Says he's a real professional, wears suits, runs things the right way, unlike the slovenly child who's refusing to help her now. You know, it's funny how people will describe you to your face without ever realizing they're talking to the person in question. Could have told her the truth, but something about her performance just made me curious how far she'd go. I play along, offer to get the manager, but explain the policy still stands. That's not good enough. She starts recording me on her phone, yelling that she's being discriminated against and denied service, all while she's waving her phone and almost knocking over my hardware. Then she really crosses the line, grabs a $3,000 diagnostic tool right off my bench and holds it hostage, says she's not giving it back until the manager sorts this out. I tell her very gently that it's delicate and expensive. She accuses me of assault, and before I can blink, she's dialing 911, putting on this hysterical show about being attacked and her property held hostage. You ever just stand there and wonder what planet someone's from? That was me right then. Act 2, tables turn when the cops showed up. I do the only thing you really can in that situation, walk behind the counter, fire up the security camera footage on the big monitor, and quietly lay out my business license and incorporation papers just in case. I offer her a bottle of water, trying to keep things civil. She slaps it out of my hand, screeching that I'm trying to drug her. At this point, I'm basically waiting for the Twilight Zone theme to start playing. About 10 minutes later, 2 police officers arrive. I know them both. My shop does digital forensics work for the local PD, recovering data from seized devices. The woman launches into her Oscar-worthy performance, claiming I tried to steal her laptop and threatened her. Tears, drama, the whole 9 yards. Officer Johnson, who knows me, glances at the security feed, looks back at me like, seriously? I just nod to the monitor. Want to see what really happened? The officers watch the tape, see her barge in, ignore the rules, snatch my equipment, dial 911 with a fake story. Then I flip my business license right side up and say, happy to fire the employee in charge, but it might be tricky since I'm the owner. You ever see someone's face turn from smug to absolute panic? She sputters, says there's no way I'm the owner. Johnson plays back the tape. The second cop's inspecting the tool she grabbed, asking what it is. I explain, he nods, clearly annoyed she's been handling it. Johnson asks if I want to press charges. I say honestly, I'm more frustrated about the disruption and possible equipment damage than anything else. The officers tell her filing a false report is a crime, taking my property's theft. She's banned from the shop, warned she'll be arrested if she comes back. And get this, she has the nerve to demand I fix her laptop anyway. Johnson cuts her off, says I have every right to refuse service. Being a troublemaker isn't a protected class. As she's being escorted out, I call after her. The rattling in your laptop. Probably a loose screw, would have been a free fix if you'd been polite. The look on her face, pure regret, maybe for the first time all day. Act 3. Karma's real and so are security cameras. Took me a while to get my focus back. I finished the hospital job, thank God. Imagine explaining to a medical director why a customer meltdown cost them patient data. A couple days later, my lawyer calls. Turns out this woman's filed a lawsuit for discrimination and emotional distress. She claims I refused service because of her gender and traumatized her. My lawyer reviews the security footage. The police report laughs, tells me not to lose sleep. Sure enough, her lawyer bails after seeing the evidence. She tries to go solo, files complaints with the BBB, the city, each one shut down after they review the tapes. Word gets around she finally found someone to fix her laptop, paid double what I would have charged. And yes, it was a loose screw. Unfortunately, her fiddling after the drop wrecked the hard drive, made recovery pricier than it needed to be. And you know what? That whole circus taught me a thing or two. One, invest in good cameras. They're worth their weight in gold, not just for theft, but for proving your side of the story. 2, sometimes you've just got to let unreasonable people self-destruct. There's no arguing with someone who's already written the script in their head. But the real kicker, some folks are so glued to their own idea of how things should look that they can't see reality if it danced naked on their keyboard. She wanted a professional owner in a suit and missed the fact that real expertise doesn't come dressed for Wall Street. It comes from hours sweat and, yeah, sometimes a coffee-stained hoodie, Coda lessons, irony, and the right kind of customer. Here's the bitter pill I swallowed that day. Some people will never treat you with respect no matter what you do. But if you run a business, you can choose who gets your time. I'd rather focus on the folks who see the value in what I do, the hospital team that laughed about my customer from hell and still brings me their toughest jobs. The regulars who respect my rules because they know I'll go the extra mile for them. As for the woman, I still see her around town sometimes. She avoids eye contact. Maybe she's learned something, maybe not. The police still bring me drives to recover, and Officer Johnson always asks if I've had any more fun customers. None have come close, thankfully. If there's one thing I want other small business owners to hear from this, don't let bullies set your rules. Good customers will work with you, the bad ones. Sometimes it's best to let them walk right out the door, preferably in front of a security camera. And hey, let me ask you this. Where do you draw the line between standing up for your boundaries and giving someone the benefit of the doubt? Would you have pressed charges, ever dealt with a customer like that? Drop your own story, your take on justice, or the craziest customer service moment you've seen, because trust me, we've all got one. And if you made it this far, let me know below. What's the wildest thing you've seen someone try to get away with? Your turn.